There's two fighters that I'm really worried about at 205 right now that are just kind of like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with them. Dominick Reyes obviously has, I don't know if he's been public with his statement over what happened last Saturday, because Ryan Spann made him, turned him into dust pretty much with a jab, which kind of is bad in the first round. And I get it. I think Dominick Reyes is a very gifted fighter, but also when you got that John Jones title shot after that, Jan Blachowicz gave him some Polish power, and then you had Yuri Prochazka completely demolish him. And here's the thing, is that both those guys are future champions that touch the belt, and that's all right. But those two fights, he went out on his shield. Like, especially Yuri Prochazka, he didn't give up. He got spinning back elbows and then hit the canvas like a sack of potatoes. And he never quit, And that's the thing, is he's an athlete. That's one thing I'm never going to forget about this guy. Dominick Reyes is an athlete. There's not very many of those in the UFC. He's an athlete. And I miss that cringe. I think he is probably he was very fun to watch. Still is. But then once you go against Ryan Spann, those two beatdowns really put a lot of damage on your career. And one jab just puts you out, dude. That's a dangerous way to be. He's either going to have to really get good at grappling and learn some jiu-jitsu, or I think he needs to hang it up. But I think he deserves one send-off fight, though, because I don't see the title in his picture right now unless he starts racking together some W's. Because I don't like to tell fighters when they're done, because that's their business, and I'm not trying to step in that ring with them, because they're superhuman, and that's why they're in the UFC. And I'd probably get eaten for breakfast like an egg sandwich. But when it comes to other fighters of that caliber, I think he's in kind of some danger. And then there's another guy that, the Santa fight's obvious. It's got to be against Anthony Smith. Lionheart. He's still recovering his leg. He had some blood clot issues from what I understand. And he's just nursing his leg back to health because he fought who was obviously most likely future champion material at 205. And he's going to be the first Dagestani 205 champion. I think his name is Magomed. They all have that similar name. No disrespect. But Anthony broke his leg in that second fight, and he's got to recover that. And it was a pretty bad break. It was some pretty nasty shiznit. But if he gets back on track and comes back after Dominick Reyes has a bit of a layoff, I see the universe intertwining a send-off fight for both of these guys, because I don't see them fighting for the title anytime soon. I think that's out of the picture for both of them, and they're just going to have to do some money fights. And at 205, that's hard to find. It's hard to find fan-pleasing fights at 205 anymore. And this is one that I think a lot of people are missing, is Dominick Reyes versus Anthony Smith would be a very good fight to have. And, yeah, that's all I could say, man. I want to see those two fight. Winner retires, loser retires. It's like Marlon Vera versus Cody Garbrandt at 135. Winner retires, loser retires. But I think Marlon's already done. And it's like Cody Garbrandt. What's next for him? Is he still going to be around? I'm getting off topic, but they all fall under that one banner of what do we do with these guys now and send them off so they can move on to the next phase in their life. Because, man, let me tell you something about Anthony and Dominick. I don't have any ill will against them. I know Anthony Smith is a family man, and I know that Dominick Reyes is a good-looking dude himself, and he's obviously got a name for himself, and he can obviously do something with his time. He seems like a smart guy, and that's the thing, is the more times he gets hit in the head, I think the less he's going to think, and that's not good. I'm pretty sure he could do a lot more with his life than just fight, because I think he's gone to school. I don't know his educational background, but someone like him who has excelled in so many different things, I definitely think that Dominick Reyes, it's time. For him to hang it up and move on with his life, because he could be a family man one day. He could get a girlfriend and raise a kid and put that jiu-jitsu gi on his kid and all that stuff. But I'm just thinking about that. Like, if I was in their position, I was in the UFC and I was taking a bunch of L's, I'd be thinking about the same thing. I'd be like, okay, what am I going to do next? That's why I always read books and study and take online courses throughout my day because, hey, I want to open up new avenues for my life. I mean, that's just it. I mean, I don't know if it's going to lead anywhere or anything like that or if I'm going to find a job or something like that. But it's a better use of my time than just sitting around, slapping around and playing video games all day, you know? I try and keep myself busy, like making these videos, but that's just something to say about Reyes and Anthony Smith because I really want to see Lionheart versus the Devastator. Can't be the Dominator, but the Devastator versus Lionheart is the way it's got to be. And that's all I got to say about that. But if anyone has any other different matchups, let me know because I think both those guys are kind of like coming to the end of it. Peace.